Now, boys and girls, I wonder, have you ever been on a sleepover? Now, you might be saying, what's that? Well, a sleepover is simply when you spend the night with someone else. For example, when you go to a friend's house and you stay overnight, or maybe you go and visit your cousins and stay with them overnight, or maybe even your grandparents. And normally, when you get the chance to have a sleepover, you get really excited about it because you're going to be able to sit and talk to those friends or to your grandparents. You'll be able to have lots of fun and maybe even get spoiled a bit. But I wonder, whenever you were going to the sleepover, maybe just before you were dropped off at your friend's house or your grandparents', does your mum or your dad give you instructions about how you have to behave and what you have to do? You know, they might say, now, you be good. Make sure that there's no nonsense. Or don't be cheeky. Do what you're told. Don't answer back. And you're maybe going, yeah, right, okay, I have to listen. Or maybe they might say to you, go to bed when you're told. And you think, yeah, maybe I might get a wee bit later. And then at the very end, they say, and if you don't, you won't be back. Oh, that makes a difference, doesn't it? If you don't, you won't be back. And you think, well, I'd better do it right then. I'd better behave myself. That list of instructions was important, and you would need to follow them. But you know, boys and girls, at the end of the book in the Bible called 1 Corinthians, and we've been thinking about it a lot over this past year nearly. And in that last section of 1 Corinthians, we just read it a few moments ago in the service, Paul gives a list of instructions about how Christians should behave, what people who love Jesus should be doing. And so he's giving instructions for us to follow as well. He says this, be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong, and do everything in love. Now, let me try and explain a little bit about what that means. I'm not going to look at all of those words that we've just read, but he starts off by saying, be on your guard. You see, boys and girls, others will try to tell you to do things that are wrong, things that you shouldn't be doing. Be on your guard is warning us to do what the Bible says. We're also to be courageous. You see, it can be quite scary at times if you try to tell others about Jesus. Maybe they laugh at you, and it's not very nice. But be courageous, because God will help you. And then the last thing that he gives in that list of instructions is do everything in love. And one of the easy ways to understand that is that Paul is telling us to treat others as you would like to be treated yourself. In other words, don't do anything to anybody that you wouldn't like to have happen to you. That's a good piece of advice. to do everything in love. And you know, boys and girls, if we've asked Jesus into our lives to be his friend, then we should be trying to follow these instructions. And if you do these things, God will be with you and he will reward you. So let's do our best to do these things. Now we're going to sing your hymn. Again, it's a Christmas hymn, and it's called Crackers and Turkey and Puddings and Cream.